Hi, I'm Virgil Walker with We the People, American Black and White, and wanted to talk to you in this series that we're doing on healthcare and kind of walking you through some line item issues with regard to the Senate bill that just kind of the debate on which just ended, and they'll soon be making a decision to come to vote. And I've had a lot of people who've reached out to me and said, you know, is it too late? Are we too late from calling our senator or congressperson and letting them know kind of what's going to happen or what we want them to do rather? And my answer is twofold. One, no, it's never too late for you to pick up a phone or send an email to make your voice heard. So I think if you're inclined to do that, I've got some numbers on my Facebook page and other places. If you're inclined to do that, I encourage you to do so. It's a part of the political process that every one of us should often participate in, and in my estimation, don't do so often enough. So I'd encourage you to do that. The second part of the answer to that question is, in my mind, just as I look at this process, it looks to me to be, if I'm totally honest with this, that something will pass. This Congress, this administration, unlike any other, has made a decision to totally ignore what the majority of Americans think and feel and believe. Not with regard to something like war, because Americans don't like war. Not with regard to some fundamental tenet of our republic, but to a benefit that in a time of recession and economic turmoil, we really don't have the funds to provide. And really what we need to do, if the president and others are interested in ensuring that more Americans have health care, would simply be to ensure that more Americans have a job. And by doing so, would make sure that the majority of people are actually in a position to obtain private health insurance. But again, they're focused kind of backwards. They're focused, they're already finding a problem and not even considering real solutions. It's just, I feel like everything's just turned upside down. With that said, my point in this process is not to simply talk and get on a soapbox, but to really kind of walk you through some of the issues with regard to the healthcare debate, and in particular the Senate bill that looks close to passing. It looks like they'll be passing it, or at least putting it up for a vote on Christmas Eve. Is kind of what I've been hearing from a report standpoint. So again, it's not too late to let your voice be heard. But again, I think that this is going to pass, and it will be incumbent upon us who are connected with the issues to make sure that we're doing all that we can to vote these bums out of office. And that's where a lot of my energy will be spent over the course of the next year and into 2010. So with that said, I want to talk quickly about the issue regarding two things. One is immigration. Who's going to be covered there? Are illegal immigrants going to be covered? And the second is abortion. First, with regard to immigration, I can quickly say the Senate bill has no language that allows for illegal immigrants, illegal aliens to be covered in any way, shape, or form. Again, once this thing passes the Senate, it goes into conference. And when it goes into conference, who knows what happens to it? Because Obama promised us that the C-SPAN cameras would be there, would be capturing everything that's happening, and I don't know about you, I haven't seen much of that in any way, shape, or form with David Axelrod or any of his other cronies that are really in there crafting what's actually going to take place. So I don't really hold out much hope to really know what the final version. But as it stands right now, with regard to illegal immigrants, the Senate bill does not include any language that will allow for illegal immigrants, illegal aliens to be covered. So with that said, moving on to abortion. Now the abortion issue is a big one. And again, Senator Ben Nelson, I call him Benedict Ben. I'm just so disappointed. This guy I thought he actually was standing on some principle with regard to abortion, and really, I believe him to be a Judas who simply sold his soul for some money and for political favor. And again, that's really not the change that we thought was going to be coming out of out of Washington, out of this president, out of this administration, but in actuality it is. With that said, as it stands for abortion, he did include, Ben Nelson included some language that will allow for, that will not allow for abortion to be paid for with federal funds. What will actually take place is if you have a plan, whether it be a private insurance plan or a public plan that the government will oversee, you will have to pay for an abortion on your own. Pay for it with your own funding, which I appreciate. One, I already know that abortion is the law of the land and that there's probably no changing that. However, I think it's despicable if I'm required by some law to have to pay for and fund that abortion. Currently, under state legislature, currently under law, each state legislature has the ability to prohibit insurance companies from covering abortion care. So I don't know if you knew that. I'll say that again. Currently, state legislatures have the right to prohibit insurance companies from covering abortion care in either public or private, kind of employee plans. And currently, 17 states do so, including Arkansas, Colorado, Idaho, Illinois. I'm surprised Illinois is in there. Kentucky, Massachusetts, Missouri, Nebraska, Ohio, and Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Wisconsin. All of these states currently prohibit insurance companies from, charging premiums, paying for and covering abortions. And so if you're going to get an abortion and you live in one of those states, you're free to do so still, but you have to pay for it yourself. Which again, a guy like me who is a pro-life appreciates. And currently, the language in the Senate bill holds to that. Now, what I would encourage you to watch for is watch what happens, closely watch what happens to that language as this thing moves forward, passes through the Senate, goes into conference. Then the House is able to put their spin on what needs to happen or doesn't need to happen. And again, just be watchful and mindful as this thing rolls forward. I believe Ben Nelson thought he was doing a great thing by securing this. And in my estimation, you play with fire, you simply get burned. And I think at the end of the day, that's what will happen. With that said, I want to stop there, cover those two issues briefly, give you something to think about, and we'll again walk through a little bit more of this later on. I'm Virgil Walker for We the People, American Black and White. I want to thank you for checking in.